Bienvenidos, señores y señores, and welcome to another edition of the SoccerSanchez podcast. As always, we're here to talk about the world of football, and this week is no different. And we're here, as you can see, International Week has come. Colombia in the World Cup qualifiers, disappointing. But before we start the talk, Stuart, how are you? Welcome again. How are you feeling after that game?
Yeah, just disillusioned, man. Disillusioned. It promised so much these last 4 games of the qualifiers, and here we are talking about, being maybe pessimistic or maybe even realistic about Colombia's chances of going through to the World Cup, and pretty much those hopes being dashed after that disaster game against Peru over the weekend.
We'll get into it in a little bit, but as you can see, everyone, we've got a special guest today. The Twitter name there, at Lito_stay humble, is Carlitos, Colombia fan, Guna, unfortunately. Here he is to give us his insight. Carlos, how are you?
¿Qué muchachos? How are you? You alright?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. Just
good.
Still
good, looking healthy.
Still wounded.
Mate, you know what? I'm happy, mate. I think we did all right. I thought we played quite well. Trusting Rueda.
Trusting the process.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing, isn't it? Well, let's just get to it. So, as we know, anyway, if you haven't watched or seen the results from South American qualifying for Qatar 2022, Colombia were defeated by Peru at home in Barranquilla. It was a bit of a shock. Colombia played really, really well. I thought in terms of chances created, I thought they were a bit unlucky, but still, there's no excuse. Something's just off with the team. 6 games now, no goals scored. So 4 draws and 2 defeats, I believe, in those 6 games.
Yeah.
It's not looking good. Colombia. Well, let me just bring it up on the screen now. Colombia are a worry, really. It's unknown, really, if they're going to be able to qualify. As you can see there, they lie in 6th place with 17 points. Uruguay 19 points. Peru in 4th place with 20. Ecuador with 24 points. Argentina with 32. And Brazil 36. Now 3 games left. Argentina, Colombia play tomorrow night. It's going to be a tough one. What is going on with Colombia, Stuart? Now, I'll bring up the stats in a minute, but the starting 11 against Peru was strong enough, well, in everyone's opinion, really, to be able to have got the 3 points. And when you look at the players that were on the pitch who started that game, they're doing really well with their clubs. They're scoring goals. They're making chances. Luis Diaz is particularly, he's just announced his move to Liverpool, so he's obviously on top form. What is it, 18 goals, I believe he scored? For the 14 goals he scored.
14, yeah.
So what did you see from the game, and how can Colombia improve their goal scoring chances? It's mad seeing them like this.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the game against Peru was so frustrating because, we didn't play badly. We didn't play terribly. It's just that we're lacking any kind of rhythm. We're lacking really kind of any kind of fluidity to the game. And it was pretty much very, desperate kind of football when we approached Peru's half. I mean, Peru did a very, very good job in defending their own half and pretty much parking the bus. But we just didn't have any answer to that. And James, for me, was just not playing in the right position. All boils down to the formation of, Rueda's really fixed and rigid 4-4-2, which is, pretty much unheard of these days in modern football. And it kind of really contrasts to what Jose Pekerman's approach was in playing a 4-2-2 approach, I think, most of the time. A few questionable selections. I mean, under Rueda, we've had very kind of like lack of consistency with strikers. And that's kind of down to the fact that Zapata hasn't been scoring. Muriel has been very ineffective in his position. Also, he's got some off the pitch problems at the moment. That kind of lack of consistency up front is not good for the national team. But I think I liked Rueda when we appointed him, and I think you highlighted that in one of your previous tweets or one of our conversations.
Yeah.
I mean, I was very, very looking forward to Rueda's stints in the national team because he came into the team. He was manager of Colombia back in 2004. And he took over in a similar fashion to they did this time around. I think we just come back from losing to Bolivia 4-0 in La Paz, and pretty much desperate for a new kind of like vision. Rueda came in, and under Rueda we were scoring freely. Scoring goals was fun. You had the likes of Luis Gabriel Rey scoring for fun, Tresor Moreno, I think we were beating the likes of Ecuador 5-0, Uruguay 4-0, Peru 3-0 at home. And so that's why I'm really kind of looking forward to Rueda's stint in the national team this time around. But it just hasn't worked. I mean, the only really good performance I've seen under Rueda has been that game against Chile.
Chile, yeah.
Where we beat them 3-0, I think, or 3-1.
3-1.
They might have got a consolation goal. But that game we played pretty much the same as the kind of football that we were playing was pretty much in sync with what we were playing in, before the 2018 World Cup qualification, and pretty much very similar to what we were playing in the run up to the 2014 World Cup. Very fluid. Jairo Moreno as left back, marauding that left wing. I think you also had Cuadrado also playing very well. Bot had tons of chances in that game, and I thought this is kind of leading up to something good. We should be able to beat the likes of Paraguay. We should be able to beat the likes of Peru here, and have some good results. And I don't know what's happened in the last 6 games. Just nothing's happened. And in that time period, I think also James hasn't played much for the national team again, due to some problems he's had with Rueda, and also not being called up to the Copa America last year. So I thought James coming in might also fix the problems. And to a certain extent, he did play quite well. I think he's the only player out of that team that could come away with any kind of plaudits. But it just hasn't worked, and we look so desperate to score a goal, very anxious, and just kind of being very desperate with our play when it comes to crossing the ball into the box. We have the likes of Falcao there, but Falcao again, he's what, 34, 35, and it's just
but the way we didn't really use that much width. That's what I was getting on my nerves. It was like we were playing Arsene Wenger style football, where the ball's coming through the middle all the time, no one bringing it out to the sides. We weren't providing no width, and that's why I think. Well, he was playing right wing basically, and he used to play there for Bayern, right? I think.
Yeah, he was centre mid for Bayern, but he used to always play as number 10, behind Dale or behind Falcao, and that's why it worked.
Yeah, but no, I don't like him on the wing. It don't work. Anyways, to be honest, I wouldn't even put him in the team. I think it's the system personally. Like, see me, I'm an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I watch Arsenal. I don't watch other football. Basically, I'm like an ignorant Arsenal fan. All I see is Arsenal games and Colombia games when it's not too late at night. Do you know what I mean? All I can relate it to is what I see, like with the football that we play at Arsenal, and it just reminds me of when we used to play like the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, and then when Arteta first came in and he implemented a 3-4-3, and all of a sudden you had Aubameyang scoring goals for fun. You had more fluidity for a bit, and I feel like that's what Rueda needs to implement in this Colombia team. He needs to change the system. For me, it's not working. I would switch to a 3-4-3. For me, Cuadrado he's my favorite Colombian player, and I think
he was out of position though.
World Cup. He's what?
He was out of position though.
Yeah, but he was playing right back. I think he works better as a right wing back.
So that's what I'm saying. He was out of position.
You free him up. Yeah, you free him up. You give him more space. You can produce more. Use the flanks more width on the pitch. I would switch it to a 3-4-3 personally.
I mean, to be honest, Cuadrado in that game was playing right wing because Peru was parked in their own half, so there wasn't really much defensive duty for him to perform. But I mean, at right back is again, you have to kind of call into question Rueda's selection, because I mean, the Copa America he was playing Daniel Munoz at right back, and he did a good job in the Copa America. So I'm wondering, why did he play him in the Copa America, but you don't trust him in the qualifiers?
Yeah.
And the same goes again. I think one of the biggest problems Colombia has is its left back and right back situation. Left back, we've had the likes of William Tecillo, who's a centre back, playing left back. We had the likes of Jairo Moreno, who he's on the right, but he's not really a left back. And we also had the likes of this Johan Mojica playing left back. And for me, I've never liked Mojica in that position. Against in the World Cup in 2018, he didn't look great, and he's not a great offensive left back. He'll do a job defensively, but going forward, he's not great. And yeah, for me, I just don't trust him in that position. And I don't know why Rueda doesn't call up Frank Fabra.
I knew it. I was waiting for that. You've been saying that. You've been saying that for like 6 years now.
But no, not 6. He had a stint in the team.
Yeah, I remember him playing for the team.
Yeah, he had a stint in the team.
He didn't go. Mojica basically got into the World Cup because of Fabra's injury in that World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
And I don't know why. How he's not got that position back, because he's like the only left back that I've seen for Colombia that has any kind of offensive threats and can play that kind of Pablo Armero role where he's very quick and.
I like Fabra. I remember Fabra.
And I don't know, he's not the best left back defensively, but I mean, it's just we need some attacking flair, and Fabregas is the only one that offers that position, that kind of offensive threat. And yeah, I just don't know what's happened.
So what are we saying?
Well, I mean,
Rueda's una hueva, or what? Do we want him to stay, or do you think he's going to get us
no,
there?
but you know what? I think he's organised us quite well. Like, we're not leaking goals that much. It's not like we're losing games 5-0, 3-0. We're drawing a lot of 0-0s, 1-0s, you know. So I think he's organised us quite well defensively, but it's just in an attacking sense. We're not finding the back of the net, and that's the problem. I don't know what Alfredo Morelos needs to do to get into this team, honestly. At the end of the day, like, he'll give us a different option.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I think I prefer Falcao and Santos up front, but I mean, it's worth giving it a try. I mean, to be fair to Rueda, I remember there was an opportunity. I think it was against Uruguay when the ball came in. I think from Cuadrado straight into the feet of Zapata, open goal to slot it in, and he buckles under the ball. Now that's not Rueda's fault, but there's just something.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a mental thing, if the tactics are just not. I mean, Zapata's, missing a shot is not a tactics problem. That's just a confidence or a concentration problem. So I don't know. It's looking bleak. Still, it's not impossible. Colombia can still sneak in there, albeit even if it's in 5th place to go for some sort of playoff procedure. But tomorrow's game against Argentina, Messi missing, quite a few players not going to be there. What are we saying, boys? Are we going to do this or what?
I think we might get a draw there, but one thing that's really kind of like in the back of my mind is the last game we've got against Venezuela, away to Venezuela, and we've got Beckham as the manager. But Uruguay play Peru in that last game, and all it takes is for them to maybe draw that game. They might be in a position where draw gets them through to the World Cup, and they might just play for a draw. Same way that we play for a draw against Peru in the last 10 minutes of that game, where Falcao and the Peruvian captain came to some sort of like an amicable agreement to play for a draw. And I can see that scenario taking place if we were to have any chance of qualifying in the last game and we beat Venezuela.
Shout out to Beckerman, by the way. In Colombia, I don't know what happened at the end there. At the end of his stint, everyone was like cussing him. They didn't rate him anymore. He's gone to Venezuela and straight away got them scoring again. And they won their last game, played really good football, innit?
Why did he just go, Stuart? Was it just his time, basically?
Yeah, I think there'd be some sort of frustration. There was some sort of issue with his backroom staff and some sort of like favoritism, and I had to say in Colombia una rosca ahí, and there was some sort of issue with his backroom staff. Yeah, and I think the fans kind of grew frustrated with the fact that we weren't beating big teams. We were kind of whipping the likes of Peru, Ecuador easily, but when it came to the likes of England, we were playing too cautiously, and there was some truth to that because I think against England we would have. If we played,
if we would have just gone for it, we would have battered England.
Yeah, we could have beaten them. And then that was that frustration. Also, Beckerman had been at that helm for the last, 8 years. So I think 8 or 7 years. But I think at the time maybe it was worth changing. But I mean, we've not found our identity because under Beckerman we were playing that really good football with Sunjigan the right back, Armero left back. Because even you can also see kind of the cracks beginning to show in that World Cup because we also struggled to score goals. If you don't forget the fact we didn't score.
Was our top scorer like Davinson Sanchez?
Jerry Mina was.
That's it.
Yeah, he scored I think 4 goals in that World Cup. He was our top goal scorer. Davinson Sanchez. Don't get me started, Davinson Sanchez, mate.
Mate, he's the best in the world, bruv. Let's not go there. Anyway,
he's recovered himself. But yeah, it's not. This isn't the problem that basically is new. We had this issue in 2018 where we couldn't score open goals from open play, and it's all down to set pieces. Against England, we salvaged a draw in the last dying seconds against Mali, was it? Not Mali. Was it Mali? In that group game. Was it Mali? Yeah. Again, set piece.
Or Senegal.
Senegal. And against Japan, Quintero scored that free kick.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're down to 10 men against Japan. So there's an issue there, I think. Maybe it's the players. Maybe the fact that Cuadrado's 33 now. He's old. James, he was injured for that World Cup, for most of the World Cup.
And that's the thing that kind of annoyed me, actually. He got injured, and obviously he was, at the time, our best... Obviously, he is our best creator at the time. But it just felt like, he's injured, it's over. Like, Colombia are going to struggle. We don't know who to bring in. Like you said, he played so defensively in that game against England. And I think it's kind of good now that James is kind of... He's not really the centerpiece anymore. Luis Diaz is, if you think about it. He's the guy who's kind of... come like saliendo adelante. Like
yeah.
he's the guy kind of fronting the team now, especially with the transfer to Liverpool, which by the way I don't think helped his mindset against Peru. That whole transfer thing, the 48 hours, 24 hours, he was not on it against Peru.
I don't know, because I thought he was our best player in the first half against Peru. I thought he was doing quite well on the left, giving them troubles down the left. But second half, I don't know what happened. I think like his head just dropped.
Yeah.
Came out a different player.
One thing that I really...
Go on.
Sorry. Yeah, one thing I really did question about Rueda's like thinking was when we played that friendly against Honduras last week or 2 weeks ago.
1-0, wasn't it?
We won 1-0. Quintero played, and we risked Quintero for that friendly, whereas we needed Quintero for this World Cup game. And
I want Quintero back in, mate.
And we made some really questionable subs in that game against Peru. We brought the likes of Chara, who I do not rate. I think he's whack.
I think he's whack as well. But to be fair, he recovered a lot of balls towards the last 10 minutes of the game.
He gave away the ball for the goal for the goal Peru scored.
Yeah.
He gave away the ball. And we also brought in, I don't know why.
Let's be honest. He gave the ball away, whatever that shit happens in it. But Ospina, man.
Yeah,
okay. Ospina, man. Come on.
Yeah, Ospina. But I'm not too
Arsenal,
mad at Ospina
man.
because, I mean, it's not Ospina's fault that we lost that game. It's the football, the formation. And also one other thing that one player he called up that I just don't know why he called up was Freddy Hinestrosa from Junior. Yeah, he's terrible. He's terrible. I've seen the reviews of Hinestrosa. He's terrible. Even Junior's fans were like laughing their heads off the fact that he got called up to the national team. So that makes everyone think now, again, that La Rosca is at play here.
Yeah, but have you seen Colombian Twitter? Everyone's in Colombian Twitter. Everyone's, llamemos a Teo. Esto pasó porque no.
Yeah.
Teo. I'm like, bro, Teo is not the answer, mate.
Yeah.
Teo? Is he still playing?
Teo Gutierrez. Yeah, he's scoring goals for fun in Cali, for Deportivo Cali.
But the Colombian League and international football is two different things, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's not because of Teo that we lost. It's down to tactics, down to formation, and maybe a bit of psychological factors that is behind the reason we're struggling. But I think now the fact that we've sunk to this new low, that kind of releases the pressure on Colombia because now everyone's expecting us to get beaten by Argentina and not qualify.
Yeah, this is where I think we do well because you remember when we went to the World Cup and our best player was injured, Falcao, and no one knew who James was, no one knew who Cuadrado was, and that's when we shunned. Do you remember that?
Yeah, 2014. Yeah, exactly. So I think now
that's the same thing, except for now that everyone knows Luis Diaz, he's going to get man marked out of every single game. Yeah. But apart from that, I think it can work in our favor.
Yeah, I've got an unpopular opinion. I think Luis Diaz sometimes can frustrate our play because sometimes I think he doesn't know where he's going with the ball. He's a great player. He's very skillful, can get past his man. But sometimes I think that there's a lack of
tactical, astuteness. He doesn't have that, you know.
Yeah, and there's a lack of other players don't know where he's going with the ball. He's a bit like local when he's going down the left wing. He's very good, but he's a bit like local.
Yeah, but this is when I say he hasn't got an identity because you think he's going to do that at Liverpool.
No, he's got to play as part of a team, and that might be good for his development and good for the national team.
Hopefully,
for the next World Cup.
Was he 25 now?
Yeah, 25. He is 25. Yeah. But then who's going to be Cuadrado's successor? Who's going to be James' successor? He's 30 now. He'll be 34 by the time the next
Alzate, mate. Alzate, don't worry.
What do you think? What do you think of him? Really? Do you think he should be in the national team, like starting, or taking over from Uribe or?
Alzate.
I think it's good.
Big shout. Let me say something, man. Big shout out to Alzate, man. He made me proud when he came onto the pitch. Good London boy, repping his Colombian roots. Do you know what I mean? Getting into the Colombia team. That's what we all dreamed of growing up, man.
Yeah, true. That is very true.
Carlos, it's not too late for you, mate.
He was calm on the ball. I thought he did quite well, to be honest. Listen, he's playing alongside Bissouma. He's got to learn one thing. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he's going to keep him in good stead for the future. I see him starting in the future, to be honest.
Yeah, he's good on the ball. He's calm.
Does he merit a position at the starting 11 against Argentina?
Don't know about that.
Don't know. He's not a game changer. He's not a game changer.
No, he's a good progressor of the ball. He's got a calm head on his shoulders. I like what I see so far, to be honest.
He's still young, right? Is he still under 23? Under 23?
Yeah.
22, I think. 22 or 21.
Yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about after the Peru game, we all saw the videos on social media. Obviously, we heard the noise after the full-time whistle. The crowd were not best pleased with the performance. Well, more so the result, I think. And as coming off the pitch, you could see James Rodriguez kind of gesturing toward the crowd. There's a video that got released on social media as well that showed him walking towards the dressing room, kind of saying F the fans, basically.
Did you see that?
Carlos Valderrama came out on his Instagram and kind of said, kind of back at the fans really and say, you play for the fans, and if you don't play well, then you have to accept the criticism. In the press conference before the Argentina game, Ospina said he understands the crowd's reaction after the game, but he thinks that they stepped the mark by throwing projectiles at the players, which I can kind of agree with, really. Falcao said also...
Se pasaron, bro. Did you not see the video when Rueda was coming off the pitch?
Yeah.
Listen, from what I've seen on Colombia Twitter, everyone blaming Barranquilla, and Barranquilleros are saying we don't even get into the stadium. That's not us in the stadium at the end of the day.
Yes, isn't it?
Los rolos is us, man, going to Barranquilla, los paisas going to Barranquilla, gente con plata metiéndose a ese estadio y quedándose en una librería, man. You know what I mean? Because if it was the locals in there, you think they would be quiet. Obviously not. So what I'm thinking, I don't know what it's like personally, but I'm guessing that the price of the tickets have gone up now that Colombia have been doing well, this and that. And so you got a different class of people going into the stadium. They expect a certain amount of success, and if they don't see it, they're just staying quiet. It's not like you're seeing barras in there, because when, like we were saying off air, every time I go to Colombia, I always make sure I go to see my team, Millonarios. And Millonarios, mate, I've taken my English friends with me when I go see Millos, and they don't believe how these people, the whole game, 90 minutes, 95 minutes, 97 minutes, jumping up and down. They're not even looking at the game, bro.
They're just jumping.
Yeah, just jumping, going crazy, shirts off. But you don't see that in the stadiums. But when you see Argentina playing and Chile playing, you do see that in their stadiums. You know what I'm saying? So something needs to change. Maybe make the ticket prices cheaper or something to get the people into the stadiums. Because right now, from the pictures and the videos that I saw, it wasn't even Barranquilleros, costeños in the stadium. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
I mean, it could be. The criticism from the last game against Peru of the crowd could be because of the fact that this is now the 6th game where Colombia haven't scored a goal, so the frustration is obviously setting in with the fans. But yeah, I found it quite an interesting argument that some commentators were saying how there is a big difference between Bogota and Barranquilla. But like you said there, if the prices have gone up, then you're only looking at the people with the money in their bank accounts who are going to start going to these games, and if they don't go regularly to Colombian football games, they don't obviously know the culture and like the way you support a club in Colombia is totally different to the national team.
I don't know if the price has gone up, but that's what I'm speculating because
no, it probably has.
Sorry, I'm trying to look for the price of the tickets to watch a Colombia game. So
50 luquitas.
I don't know. I'm trying to look for the price, but yeah, it'll probably be something like 100,000 pesos, I reckon, to watch that.
Yeah, $1 million or something. Yeah, to be fair. And he's gonna afford that. He's gonna afford that.
All right. So wait. So boleta por partido. Yeah. So the cheapest one I can see is for 80,000 pesos, which is like, it's what, 16 pounds.
20 quid, isn't it?
16 pounds. And then Occidental Baja, 420,000 pesos.
That's lower tier.
That's like a monthly salary in Colombia.
Yeah.
No, not monthly. Yeah, it's like half the monthly salary.
Wait, is that lower tier or higher?
Occidental Baja, so lower.
Lower tier, yeah.
Yeah, lower tier,
man.
and then
450.
Yeah, so it's expensive. So yeah, maybe so obviously Barranquilla.
They're traveling from Bogota.
Yeah, you get your cachacos from Bogota. You get your paisas going in with a bit more affluence. Yeah, they're not as noisy. But I think it's more of this is a red herring. I don't think it's the fans and the stadium. It's just the formation and Rueda just not knowing his tactics. I mean, again, who plays with the 4-4-2 these days?
Brentford.
Who plays with 4-4-2 these days?
Arteta did for a bit.
No, that's true.
No, but I don't know. In a way, I'm kind of happy that this happened because I feel like against Argentina. Wait, are we playing away?
Yeah.
So our next home game, hopefully things will change.
Well, we're playing against Bolivia at home. I mean, there's no guarantee we're gonna beat Bolivia.
If we lose against Bolivia at home,
fuck no!
Just a draw is enough to be ashamed of. Colombia.
Mate,
they beat us in Bolivia, right? If I'm not mistaken, that mad goal.
No, we drew 1-1, and the thing is, we should have won that game. We should have won that game, and a lucky, fluky shot. That's the only thing that Bolivia can do is like shoot from distance. And that's how they scored against Colombia. We smashed them that game. We should have been 2-0. I think it was Roger Martinez that was through on goal, and I think he flopped it.
I forgot to tell you, estaba leyendo que Ospina está lesionado para el próximo partido.
Is it? Well, maybe it's a good thing.
Ospina's injured? Lovely. Who's going to come in then?
Vargas.
But I don't know if he's injured or he's got some sort of bug or something. Está leyendo, no sé si es verdad or no, but he's going to be doing tests by tomorrow. Hopefully he comes in.
He's going to say he had COVID for the game against Peru. That's why
He's just scared.
Oh, you know, one thing I do want to say is that where is the next batch of players coming through? I just don't see them. I mean, before we had
the youth.
The youth, yeah. I mean, we had the golden generation, this current generation of Cuadrado.
But where's Carlos Cuesta? Why wasn't he in the team?
Yeah, why didn't he get called up? But what I'm saying is, we had this batch of players coming through in 2006, 2007, like Rodallega, Zúñiga, Falcao.
Oh, when I went to the Mundial, the Sub-20, like we had the team coming up then, man.
Muriel,
Arias. Who's his name? James. Do you remember Michael Ortega?
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
Michael Ortega was good.
He went to Bayern Munich after the World Cup, and then obviously he disappeared after.
Is he in junior?
No, he's gone. I think he's gone to another team. He was in junior for a bit, but I mean, who's that next batch of players? I mean, who's there? There's Mosquera,
the guy from Wolverhampton. What's his name?
Mosquera. He's injured though.
And who's this Asprilla guy? This young Asprilla.
Oh yeah. What's
about the Colombian player that plays in Leeds now? He was at Man City and now he's gone to Leeds.
He's at Blackburn on loan now. But he's not that great, to be honest.
I'm not gonna lie, he tried though. He tried hard, bro. When he goes to get that ball, coming on, trying to do little tricks and all that, but nah, he's not Premier League standards. I don't think anyway.
Has he even played for Colombia before? Do you know?
No, I think he turned Colombia down. He chose to play for England on the 20.
Yeah.
But one guy that might be the answer to our problems is Tommy Angel, Juan Pablo Angel's kid.
Yes, he's actually very good. He's got a good left foot, you know.
Yeah.
Where's he playing? How old is he?
He's a Nacional, I think. He's a Nacional, and he played in the under 19 World Cup, under some sort of tournament recently for Colombia, and that's Juveniles. So he might be someone to watch out for. There's the guy Carrascal that we played, who hasn't really kicked on so much.
Carrascal, yeah, he's kind of.
Jorge Carrascal, but he's kind of gone very silent in the last.
Wasn't there two Carrascales? That's why there was another one at Boca, who's Colombian.
There's Bija, Campuzano.
That one, Campuzano, not Carrascal. That was the one.
But he's a centre mid, and he's
no mentira. Campuzano's the guy at Tolima, wasn't it?
From Tolima to who are you talking about? Tolima.
I'm getting mad confused now. Ignore me. Forget it.
Yeah, I mean, there's some players here and there, but there isn't necessarily a team that players that really kind of resonate and that stand out from the rest. And yeah, I just don't know where this next batch is coming from. Even goalkeepers, we used to be blessed with goalkeepers. Córdoba, Mondragón, Calero. Now you just got Ospina.
Higuita.
And after Ospina, El Loco Higuita, yeah. But Higuita was before that. Yeah, it was kind of just before the big generation of Córdoba, Mondragón. But yeah, now you got Ospina, and we got who else? I don't know. We got some guy called Chunga, Jose Chunga. He was playing for Colombia against Honduras on the bench against Honduras 2 weeks ago. Never heard of him. I just don't see that next batch, man. It's sad because
it's not looking good, is it?
I can see us having another decade of like not qualifying for a major tournament for the World Cup, like we had from 2000 to 2012, where we just don't make any noise at an international level, and it looks like that could be the case.
Yeah,
maybe I'm being a pessimist, but
golden generation's kind of passing us by now, isn't it? So
yeah, mate. I was just looking at the average age of the Colombian team that we played against Peru, and the youngest player was actually Diaz, bro. Diaz was actually the youngest player, 25 years old.
Wow.
Even Borres, 26. Mojica's
26 now.
Borres, 26.
Yeah.
Uribe's 30.
Is he 30?
Barrios, 28. James is 30. Jerry Mina's 27. Davinson Sanchez is 25. So Davinson Sanchez and Luis Diaz are the future of Colombia right now.
That's what I mean. There's no one in their early 20s or late teens that is making a splash. And I think it's time to. Yasser Asprilla looks quite good. He looks quite good. I'd say start him, play him.
What happened to what's his name? Morelos. No, Morelos. Yeah, Morelos, isn't it? The guy who was at Man City.
Yeah. No, Morelos is at Rangers.
No. The guy at Man City, Jumbo. We spoke about him on the podcast years ago. Sure.
Giancarlo Poveda.
Poveda, that's the one I was saying. He went to Leeds.
No, Morelos. Is it Morelos? He was at Flamengo.
Yes,
and then went to City.
Marlos Moreno.
That's the one.
Yeah, but he's playing in the B League in the second division in Belgium now.
Imagine
Again,
he helped us qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah,
Right,
he scored that. He scored that goal against Bolivia.
And not even just that, he set up had a couple of assists in that qualifiers as well.
Yeah,
Hey.
he was good. He was good.
Listen to this. How old do you think Inestrosa is?
He's 30. I googled him.
Oh, he's 31, mate.
31 exactly.
Has he always played in the Colombian league?
Yeah, junior.
Bruv, Chada's 30 as well. 30 years old.
Terrible.
Borja, 29. Alzate is the youngest one on the team, I think. He was 23.
Chada's only good on video games because he's like rated 99 speed.
I know. Asprilla's the youngest one that we had in the whole team. Asprilla's 18 years old.
Play him.
Yeah, why are we playing all these? Luis Suarez plays for Granada, centre forward.
Yeah.
He's 24. So
Yeah.
he's all right.
He's been called up already. There's the guy from Feyenoord, Sinistierra.
Yes.
He's quite good.
Where's he been? He's not been anywhere near the selection, has he?
No, he hasn't. And again, I mean, I don't know. He's been called up a few times, and he didn't necessarily shine. But I mean, still call him up because Muriel is too busy not paying for his daughter's child support.
Man, Kowi.
Yeah, Muriel's always has off the pitch problems. So Zapata, he just hasn't been scoring. So yeah, time to put some new blood into that team.
So we got Vargas playing in goal next game then, yeah?
Well, he's the second choice, right? Man, it looks dire for Colombia, man.
Anyway, not looking great, but we'll see what happens. So just to round this off, then closing down this podcast, Carlitos, prediction for Argentina.
I'm gonna go with 0-0.
Inspired.
0-0.
No, but at least it shows consistency. If it is.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'll be happy with a draw. To be fair, you said Messi's not playing, right?
Yeah.
Let's have a. So who do you think is going to be playing for Argentina? Then let's have a quick look.
Di Maria.
Stuart, prediction Argentina.
I think we'll finally score a goal. I think it'll be 1-1 because I think there'll be less pressure on us.
So we'll score but not win.
Nah, I don't see. I mean, when have we ever beaten Argentina in Argentina?
5-0, bro. What are you talking
I was gonna
about?
say, apart from
Can you forget that night, bro? You were like 1 or something.
Yeah, I was still in nappies, mate.
I remember seeing that game, bro. I couldn't believe it, man. 5-0. That's my prediction. Tomorrow's going to be 6-0. We're going to do one better.
Wait, what game are you talking about?
The famous 5-0 in El Monumental.
Oh, yeah. Wait, Lautaro Martinez scored last game. In a 2-1 game against Chile. And they've got no injured players. Actually, they got Rodriguez injured. Mate, they got a strong team even without Messi. Di Maria, Lautaro Martinez, Paredes, De Paul.
Listen, we got Sanchez and Mina in defence. We're fine, bro. Don't worry, man.
No, Mina. Mina's missing the game.
Oh,
he's
man.
Too many yellows.
He's back in the UK now.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So who are we going to play? Tecillo? You think you're going to play Tecillo?
You know what's going to be? I saw a predicted lineup. It's going to be Munoz at right back. Actually, I think this might be decent because I think he's finally realised his formation is whack. So he's basically playing, 4 at the back, and he's playing James as number 10. He's playing a defensive midfielder and playing Cuadrado right wing and Diaz left wing.
That's how it should be.
And that's how it should have been from after we found out that after we realised that we weren't scoring goals and we were struggling up front. And I think it's going to be Falcao and Borre again. Munoz right back. Left back is going to be, Mojica again. Pecueca, more like. And Barrios defensive mids.
Wait, so who's going to be in the middle? Sanchez with who?
Sanchez. No, it's going to be James 10, number 10.
No.
The defense. Who's centre back?
Oh, defense. Oh, Sanchez and Oscar Murillo.
Oh, fuck. He's still in the team.
Yeah, Cuesta would have been a natural fit to be centre back, but apparently he didn't get called up because he was slightly injured and he was only starting to make his comeback. But even then, mate, dodgy Carlos Cuesta is better than Oscar Murillo.
He's a quality young centre back
so
for
good.
real.
He is
Quality.
So good. Oh, we have a guest, fourth guest.
Should be sleeping by now. Got to go to bed.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so round this off then. Colombia against Argentina. I'm going for a win. You two boys are going for a draw.
Yeah, 0-0.
Anyway, as always, thank you, Stuart, for joining me and chewing the fat about Colombia. Always welcome. Maybe we'll do one soon after the Argentina game if you're about. We'll see. Carlos, thank you for joining us, giving us your input. making your debut.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
For taking my mind off the transfer
Transfer
deadline
window.
day.
Yeah.
Christian Eriksen, mate. Christian Eriksen, Brentford. a B.
Abamagon.
Abamagon.
See you later, bruv. Right, boys. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And obviously, thank you for you, the viewers, for sitting and watching this video. Let us know what you think about Colombia's chances for qualifying for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. What are your predictions for the Argentina game tomorrow? Let us know. Leave your comments underneath the video, and please like and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, and go to the website SoccerSanchez.com, and you can see the socials at the bottom of the screen. Thank you for watching. It's been emotional. Adios.
Hasta luego.
Adios.